Okay, this is what I'm going to call story time. And I just thought it would be kind of funny to tell you like kind of stories from my past and things that I always found to be funny that have always stuck to me. So, this story is basically going to be about a nasty bitch. Long, long, long time ago, little me was in the Navy. And when I joined the Navy, I was very young, and so this is basically about my experience in basic training. Now, when I joined, they had a base in Florida for basic training. I don't think they have it anymore. I think everybody goes to Illinois. So anyway, when you go to basic training, you get into your little company. And I think our company had like 60 or 70 women, something around there. And I remember when I first got there, assigned to my company, there was this one girl. And I remember, I swear to God, the first thought that popped in my mind when I saw her was, wow, the Navy letting retarded people in? Like, I really thought she looked like something was wrong with her. And she was older than everybody else because, most people join their, like, 18, 19, very early 20s. So if someone was like 27, 28, or 30, we thought your ass was old as hell, and we was like, what are you doing here? So anyway, this girl was like the most, like, she looked like she was touched. I mean, but the girl was smart, like very, very smart. Like, she used to get hundreds on her tests because you have to go to class and they give you tests. And basically, basic training is basically surviving and doing things as well as you can on very little sleep, because you are very, very sleep deprived. So, you can go a little crazy. But anyway, I was the only child and, very shy. And so in the Navy, like, you don't have like separate showers. It's like a big room with these little shower stalls, and they might have had like 3 in this little room that probably was about 20 by 20, if that big. So you got to get butt naked and be around a whole bunch of strange women butt naked. And I was shy, and I was like, I don't want to see nobody else's butt naked ass, and I don't want nobody else to see my butt naked ass. So you kind of like, it's just very uncomfortable. So you spend like your whole time in the shower like focusing on weird parts because you don't want your ass to focus on nobody coochie. You just want to be, I'm sure you don't want to, you just don't want to see anybody. I'm sure some girls might have, at that time I didn't realize, some girls might have been checking to see what you work with, but for the most part everybody was just kind of, because it was just awkward. You have no privacy. When you go to basic, you have no privacy. None whatsoever. So when you do get a little bit of privacy, you hold on to that, because everything is, we even had to take a piss or a dump. They didn't even have doors on the toilets. So you got to piss in the morning, there's somebody right in front of your face watching you do the wipe, because you just had no privacy. Like, it breaks you down. So, any kind of function, that's probably why so many people were constipated, because you just could not, you need to take a shit in private, and everybody takes a shit, but it's, you just, that's your private time when you are expelling waste from your body, and you don't want no bitch just standing there in the morning like, oh, wish this bitch hurry up because I got pissed. Anyway, so this one particular time, we were standing up because, it's 60 something girls, you have to line up to get into the shower. So you basically just kind of train your eyes that when you see somebody move out the corner of your eye, then you will go and take their spot in the little stall, and you wash and clean up and do all your stuff that you need to do as quick as possible. So this one particular time, I remember we were just waiting, and you know how you just kind of just dozing off or whatever, or you just in your own thoughts, and then something will come to your attention. And what I remember was this girl, what she had in her hand, and it looked like it was like a rag, and I remember it being kind of brownish, and I was like, You know, like when you're seeing something, but you're kind of like, your mind starts to process it, and then it was like, no, this bitch isn't. Now this is the one that looks retarded. That bitch was washing her period ass panties with a soap with everybody around her, and everybody, and using it as a washcloth. And I was the first one to see it, and I'm thinking, and you know how everybody just wasn't paying attention because the girls around her on the little shower, little tree, nobody was like looking. It was just, and I remember I was just like, like I couldn't even speak. And then everybody was like, what is she screaming at? And then that bitch was just, and another girl who was like the CPO, which is, you know, what the company commander put in kind of charge. She don't really have no power, but she's like the head bitch, whatever. And she was just like, I can't remember her name, and whatever her name was, I'm gonna call her Smith. She was like, Smith, what are you doing? And that bitch was like, bitch, what's wrong with you? Oh my God, bitch, you are wiping your body with your dirty period. Even to this day, I have that in my mind, and everybody else was just mortified. Like we was in our towels, like, ah, help me, help me. That still is mind blowing to me to this day. Yeah. So that's my bitches use nasty Navy story. Spooky Electric storytelling time. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to be quick because I don't feel like editing. So this my laugh might pierce through the screen. I'm sorry. But I want you to fucking marinate on that. So when you out there and you're watching the news and you see these people who are in Iraq, and you know, these soldiers and Navy personnel, we were witnessing some things. We go through a lot. So I don't know where she's at right now. I do. And I think if I ever ran into her again, I'd probably be like, bitch, you was nasty. I hope you got your hygiene escalated up a bit, or you stepped your game up. Not escalated, but you know, you stepped your game up, because that was some nasty shit. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed my story. Talk to you later.